Welcome to the Come Join the High Life podcast, home of the hustlers, the innovators, the gifted, and the honorable, where we stay high on love, high on impact, high on faith, and high on energy. So if that sounds like you or what you represent, you're definitely in the right place. Welcome to the Come Join the High Life podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Come Join the HighLife podcast. I am Mr. HighLife Films.
And I'm your lady, Trumeeyka.
Yes, and we are here another day. Thank God for another day. How you doing? We just finished the 75 hard, y'all. Woo!
Phase 2.
In my Rick Flair voice. Woo! Boy, when I tell you it was definitely... This is our second time doing that, and I feel like this time was a little bit more difficult. But you know, we got through it. We are victorious, and we're on to the next. You know, it's just all about challenging yourself on a daily basis. So
yeah,
definitely learned a lot about myself.
Most definitely learned a lot about myself as well. And this phase 2 is different. And it entails taking a cold shower. Okay, and that right there is a struggle by itself.
Got some more face.
And a few extra things if you want to.
Yeah, there's a couple things, but it's just something that teaches you discipline. And we're, like she said, we're in phase 2. Mm-hmm. And 75 hard was just like the beginning of it. Like the first 75 days was like the intro. We thought that was the whole thing, but you know, that was just the intro. So they got like phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and all that. So, you know, but at the end of the day, it's just helping us with discipline and creating good habits that, you know, you can take on throughout your life. Like, one habit that I love about it is the drinking water and reading a book every day. Like, that's something I do anyways, but just intentionally drinking water is like, it's a whole different, it's another hack. So, yeah. Something I'm definitely going to take on after the 75 hard. So.
75 hard is just it's a lifestyle. It's beginning to be a lifestyle. Yeah, so sure. Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, today is an amazing day. I got a question for some of some of our listeners. When was the last time you seen an ad that just popped out to you? What was it about that ad that popped out to you? What did it do for you emotionally that made you want to click on it, make you scroll a little bit more, get that extra little thumb action up? You know what I'm saying? So what was that? Are you a business owner and you find yourself in like it's a sea of businesses and you like, dang, how can I pop out? How can somebody scroll on my stuff? Well, nevertheless, guess what? I got something for you. So today we have one of my good friends. She's a digital marketer. She about that life. She know a thing or two about a thing or two, okay? And her name is Alyssa, aka Curlyssa. What's going on, sis?
Not much or a whole lot of everything. I don't know. Yes, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. It's good to have you here. We've been talking about this for a while, so I'm happy to finally get you on here and let the people know what you got going on. You know what I mean? So she always dropping gems. We're both a part of the morning meetup, and when I tell you she be in there dropping some gems, and she just do it so nonchalantly, like, y'all don't know this? Here you go, take this, run with it. And you know, she definitely what I would call has the high life state of mind because she sees everything in abundance. Like, she don't cuff on none of the information. She pretty much just lets it out and, hey, you do I'm telling you what I know, and whatever you do with it, that's on you. Mm-hmm. But however, if you need me to do it for you, I got something for you.
Yes.
So tell the people a little bit about you, who you are and what you do.
All right. So my name is Alyssa. I am a digital marketer. I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So if anybody lives in the DMV area, I know y'all exclude us. But just let me know. I drive. Other than today, we had a little conversation in our high life community. Okay. But yes, I do mostly social media, funnels, build out some courses. I am jumping into some AI side of things. But when I say funnels, I do mean the landing pages as well as the emails, text side of things as well. So yeah, the AI and metaverse has my heart right now and where I kind of innovate in my business. But that's that side of things. And I'm recently jumping into some new business ventures where I do some more things in person, which we can talk about a little bit later. But that's a little bit about me. I have some done for you services, and I do some on the educational side and meet in the middle with consultation as well. I do some speaking. I actually have a speaking engagement this Friday. I'm doing a career day. So that's fun. But that's a little journal synopsis on the digital marketing side about what I do.
Nice, nice. I mean, you got a couple things in there. You touched on a few things about how AI and metaverse has your heart right now, and I was gonna ask you, like, in the digital marketing space, how has AI and all this other stuff that they have, how has it affected you in your business moving forward?
So I think a lot of the innovations do affect business. Before AI, something that kind of I saw in the industry that changed is people being very upfront about saying, yeah, go to Upwork, go to Fiverr and things like that. So when those things exist, a lot of people are like, oh, well, if I can get this person to do $5 the same thing as what you do, why would I choose you? And I started to think about that. And for me personally, it's like one, I didn't realize until yesterday, which I'm always open to everyone, but I had a conversation with someone else who's in the same industry, and I didn't realize that most of my patrons were minorities. So a lot of times as I speak, you're like, oh, a lot of like they're used to what I'm saying, but a lot of people, one, don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Two, they're not going to hear it from someone that looks like me in the package that I have it in. So that's kind of what. And then now that we add AI on top of it, I can take my ideas and put it in. So I actually have my Meta Ray-Ban glasses on, and I can talk to it, and I can say, okay, Meta, and it'll talk to me. And then I'll be like, oh, and it'll help me think through things and tell me some local information. So I can think through things like when I wanted to start my course, I was like, hey, I want to use the metaverse and I want to be innovative in the space. How can I do that? So it's literally telling me how to take over its space. And it also talks. So it's of course you have the conversational ones, but Alexa and stuff like that's pretty cool. But we get into the chat GPT and we like, oh, let me just type, and it's gonna type it back or it'll give me an image back. But I like the conversational ones because especially the ones that's in my ear, I'm like, no one else can hear this conversation but me. And it stores in my phone also. So that's kind of on that side. And then as far as the metaverse, I've been able to meet some creative people. I was able to shout out to Queen. She has some NFT curriculum and some metaverse classes, and she taught me how to build 3D objects from scratch. And then from there, I was like, oh, building's not for me because everything's not for everybody. Some people cook, some people clean, some people eat. Okay. Some people do all of them. But yeah, I learned how to build in Blender. Everybody knows the infamous donut. If you are into that type of thing, they'll comment and be like, "Yep, I know that donut stomped me." There's the sprinkles and all that stuff. You have to build this circular object out, and that's kind of the hardest thing to do first. So from there, you're supposed to be able to do anything. But I figured out that wasn't for me. I started using some already made worlds and made objects, and then I went into Procreate and just designed them. I figured out that was a little bit better. And then I used Photoshop for my signs and all that stuff. But I've been able to build out a meta mall. So this year I want to focus on building out my meta mall and having vendors in my meta mall. And I've already had people that are like, yeah, because I have ad spaces in there. They're like, yeah, I want to put my ads in there and all types of stuff. But it's just me. I need to, make sure that I focus on myself, which I'll be doing more of this year, because right now when we're filming this, y'all, we're ending out Q1. So I don't know where y'all's goals are, but those are a little bit of mine.
Yes, I love it. Listen, she just hit us with so much, and I kind of just like want to back up because this is great. This is good. So I mean, when you talk about the workup and the Fiverr and the comparisons and how first and foremost it's the quality, right? And it's the access as well. Yet you may can go on workup or Fiverr and get the same service for a little of nothing, but there's a lot of revisory that's going on. There's a lot of maybe miscommunication, not really understanding, but you one zone and the access is there, but you have a bundle, you have packages, and you have, the articulation of what it is that your client needs and want. So you're able to speak the same language and you're able to, cater to their vision. So I mean, I love that. I mean, did you
I like the fact, like, I deal with the same thing, me being a photographer, editor, like people be telling me, well, I can get it done on fire. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Fine. Have fun with that. You're gonna be talking to somebody over there in Pakistan that don't understand when you being sarcastic right here, but I understand that, so I could see something here and I could fix it where it makes sense for you. But go ahead. Go ahead. And I'll tell this a lot to people that I deal with when they tell me they can get something cheaper. Okay, you get what you pay for. If that's what you want to pay for, if you want a $5 product, go right ahead. Have fun with that. Because my product don't cost $5. Because it comes with experience. It comes with, the knowledge to know. Like, she can look at your ad copy and say, hey, well, you want me to put this, but in all actuality, this may work a little bit better for you. And that's just a little I don't know what the word to call it, but that's that little extra oomph, that's the extra sauce.
Nuances, yes.
Nuance. That's an extra nuance that she has that, the person on Fiverr or Upwork, they're not gonna be looking, they're gonna give you exactly what you asked for.
Right.
They ain't doing no extra.
And I have an antidote about that. So,
hey, you guys, it's your lady Trumeeyka, and I know that you are enjoying the episode right now. But however, if you are not a part of the community, How You're Learning HighLife Book Club, make sure that you go and join the community. It's a community where we get together every single day, Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon, and we read, y'all. We read books that's gonna take us to the next level in our journey. So join the community. Facebook, it's a private group, all right? How You Learning HighLife Book Club. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Back to the episode.
actually, I had one of my clients. We were doing some smaller work. So, I do have some hourly prices for the people that I really do feel passionate about who most of my digital marketing on the organic side starts at 2000 a month per platform per brand. And it sounds excessive for some smaller businesses, but keeping in mind that there are some corporate clients, there are some other things where for me personally, it comes to about $66 per post if we were still to post once every day. And nowadays, people here post 3 times a day. So I believe I'm pretty well priced in the marketplace. And I do speak to a lot of different people in the industry. Now, I had a client, love her. But she was like, yeah, I'm not ready for that level yet. And then she went with someone else. This person was based out of Africa. Two things happen when you have organic social media marketing from someone else who's in another country or another area from where you are. One, if they're not using a VPN, the algorithm will get messed up. So everybody hears algorithm. But if this person is posting in India or in Africa, even if it's from your page about your business, it'll still somehow geotag to where they are just based off the IP address. Now, that's one thing. Another thing is, I don't know what happened in their relationship, but somehow her page was gone. Like she had no longer access to her page. And it said that the person who made another page, because he made a whole separate page, was the main page. So now we're dealing with Facebook and trying to get your page back. And just had another client call me and say her page was suspended as well. So, dealing with these smaller companies or dealing with people that don't have a track record or people that are not necessarily even in your country is all fun and games until you can't get your Instagram account back. And there's really no one to call for that. For me personally, I'm a creator, so I've had Meta call me, and I've also had Mark Zuckerberg comment on my threads or actually repost one of my threads and was like, I had an app idea for the app, and then he was like, done. And when it was done, so I'm like, oh, you used me? Okay, period. But like for me personally, I find ways to do a little reach out. But as far as getting your account back, I've only been able to do that a couple of times. So for me, making sure that you have that two-step factor authentication on that, everybody's like, oh, I have to log into all this stuff. But that's good for everybody that's not you. Okay. Let's think about it that way. And so when it comes to certain things, when you pay attention, you hear that. But a lot of people do have expensive lessons, and it comes from buying cheap stuff sometimes. So
Yeah, and you talk about the workers that work out of the country because I mean we hire VAs, right? And I've noticed that with
Not
the
to post though.
not to post,
Yeah,
no, not to
not to
post.
post.
But however, I've noticed on some sites they don't have access to, right? And so, I mean, if you want to talk a little bit about that in regards to small business owners hiring VAs outside of the states instead of, hiring locals.
you just have to prioritize what you need help with. If you know you need help with something and you might want to look up what they have access to, you can also give them access to a VPN. We want to give equal opportunities to people because I've been a part of amazing companies and I've seen directly how that helps people and helps their families. So definitely patronize VAs. I'm not saying don't do that. Just make sure that what you're using they can use as well and it won't compromise them in their country because there's other countries that have stricter access laws and there are things behind that and reasons behind that that I'm not going to go into, but we don't want to get anybody else in trouble. We don't want to be in trouble. The LLC only goes so far because I did a little business registration and taxes before, but the LLC only goes so far. Let's not push it. Let's not push it. But definitely just make sure that one, they have a VPN if they are doing any work for you. That way they have access to most of the things. Two, check whatever country they are in. Sometimes in Canada, especially Canada Netflix, shout out to Canada Netflix, they have some cooler stuff than us. There's other places that have other access than us, and that's something to look at into as well. If you do have somebody on your team, I always say look for somebody like if your target audience possibly has other languages, you hire somebody on your team that can translate for you. That's great. Like if you could duplicate your whole website in Spanish, that's a whole nother demographic that you just tapped into. If you can translate it into literally any other language, like it's a whole nother demographic. And I've seen that with a course that I'm in where there's master resale rights, but they have it in Dutch, they have it in Spanish. They have meetings for each of them in different languages to make sure everybody's on track. But do you want to take that extra step? Is it worth it to you? Those are some things to think about. But VAs are awesome and
Yeah.
they can help you innovate in your business.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you look at Chinese TikTok, that's a whole different vibe than American TikTok. Where
Yeah.
you be on there like you get some education, a whole college education on TikTok in China. And but yeah, so I wanted to ask you, what is a social media that you think that some people are like is underrated? Like people really don't see the value in it. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, Mr. HighLife Films. I know you're enjoying this episode, but I just wanted to pause for the calls real quick and let you know that this episode is brought to you by HighLife Films and Photography, the #1 real estate photography company here in Jacksonville, Florida, where we specialize in listing photos, investment photos, 3D virtual tours, aerial photos, and everything real estate content creation related. So if you're a realtor, you're a broker, you're a course creator, or you just need some more content to get you some more clients, hey, this is the place to be. You can check out some of our work at www.ComeJoinTheHighLife.com. Come join the High Life. Now back to this episode.
Let's talk about it. So, I just had a Target marketing masterclass where we just talked about this. Well, I'll start saying workshop because we did do some active activities. But for me personally, I love Lemonade right now. Lemonade is owned by the people that own TikTok. And Lemonade is a female-based app. It's like Pinterest, which is another underrated app that I love. They're all women-based apps. I'm a female. So it's Women History Month, y'all. Hello. Shout out to the girls. But yes, those are women-based apps, but just for a lot of product-based businesses, not all, but those apps are more for buying. You go there to find something. If I want to find a hairstyle, I'm going there. If I want to find an outfit, I'm going there. And I'm not afraid to say I take inspiration from other women because even though everybody's like, oh, I'm so original, I feel like God really drops off a bunch of ideas and whoever does it, does it. And then it can always be redone and remastered. So I think I love inspiration. So that's why being a creative is so fun for me because the online side of things, I can be like, oh, I take this and this and this and this and mix it all together. And then as long as you give credit to people, as long as you don't mind saying like, hey, I tell people all the time, a lot of the artwork I use are templates. I'll rearrange it. I'll add my colors. But hey, shout out to Canva. They're templates. But yeah, so just making sure that you try to post on platforms that match your target audience is one. But Lemonade, Pinterest, Quora, Reddit, those are really underrated, but those are more blogging platforms. So you can type more, and that's where you get that more community feel because people can feel you through pictures, and you know that. But what is under that picture was what kind of hooks people. Or nowadays in Reels, you can say stuff inside the videos, and a lot of people don't know that we are fortunate. You know this. We are fortunate. We can hear. We can speak clearly. We can talk. We can walk. We can comprehend what we just saw. That's not everyone. So going above and beyond in content is what sets people apart, let alone the platform. So being able to have those reels with the subtitles, that increases conversion alone. So doing those little things, but pretty much those four eliminate Reddit, Pinterest, and Quora. Those have been my
Lemonade or lemon eight?
lemon eight.
Okay,
Eight.
lemon eight. I ain't never heard of that one.
Hmm.
I know.
Yes, I'm a beauty creator on that app. So they give me prizes. I've gotten a camera, my keychain. I just started winning like money prizes, and then I just won a prize last week. So that's coming in the mail. But I have one more, Live Me. I'm also contracted to that app, and that's paid me as well. But Live Me, I have to say, and Lemon 8 are both 18 plus apps, which could be good for both things. But especially Live Me, if you're a kid, just get on TikTok. Just get on TikTok.
Yeah, that's funny. The reason I asked that question because we were on your webinar the other night, and you were talking about how Pinterest is like a search engine, and I never looked at it like that. I was like, you know what?
It
She's
is.
right. Aha.
Anything the blog component is normally a search engine. Like if you were to type it in, you could bring that up if you looked on Google, even though that's its own search engine. But like if you looked on Google and you ever typed in like your content, whatever comes up, that's what you should do more of.
Mm. Yeah, that was, man, when I tell you, when she be driving, I don't know if y'all don't call a couple days. I'm over here taking notes. I got notes already from just this little short little conversation. So definitely love the that about Limit 8 and about Live Meet and Pinterest and Reddit. Like those are awesome great tools to use just to get your brand noticeable, get you some real estate on the internet, right?
And I do organic. So a lot of people do get into the paid ad side, and there are organic paid ads, which we can talk about a little bit. But I'm more on the organic side of things, and I paid a lot to be in certain groups or to get on other platforms that already have audiences. But I am an audience stealer. So honestly, one of the brands that I've had is it bad? So sometimes I have to try to center myself and remind myself that my brand is not being bad anymore. But there's certain things like I used to say I was a little software because I was hopping from software to software, or that I'm a community stealer, like instead of, a community stealer because I will pay VIP in a lot of communities just so I'm like, oh yeah, you like, oh yeah. Like there's a difference between regular general admission and VIP, and a lot of people have already preconceived notions about that and different things. So I'll always just pay and then I'll just be around. I'll ask the questions. I'm the type of girl that will find that one person and be like, oh, hi, my name is Alyssa. I do marketing. And a lot of times when I'm in these rooms, I'm the youngest one. So it's always like, how did you get in here, little girl? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. But it ends up being a good conversation because I can almost always add value because a lot of times I'm always like, well, I can tell you what as a 20-year-old or I'm 23, how we think and what our behaviors are because a lot of times one, it's not even studied yet. And two, I'm actively here. So I'm like, oh, is there something local? I can tell you and post that there. Is it something far? Okay, I have these strategies that I know maybe a 73-year-old who's been established in business may not know.
Right. And you said something. Get in the room and just peek the scenery and speak to the people that can use, that you can bring value to and that can also bring value to you as well. And I think that right there is key because and then you also said pay VIP. You know, sometimes people don't want to pay the extra buck, but it's important to pay the extra buck because the value is there.
Yeah.
But
Not only is the value there, it's like it's other people in there that pay VIP
as well.
So that's a whole different type of they mindset. You ain't got to sell them. They already sold. They already in the mindset of I'm in here to get the best and the better than best because I'm in here with other people who that's all they want from life is the better. And I done been shooting different events and they had the general admission. They give a lot of nuggets, a lot of nuggets. But when I get into that room where I've been shooting and they talking, it's like the VIP room. There's some stuff that's not talked about in the general admission. Like, hey, did you know if you do this one thing, it could 10x your business? And everybody be like, oh, there you go, right there. That's all I needed. And but in the general admission, it's like you got to, you got to, what is it called? You got to eat the fruit and spit out the seeds, and you got to go, looking for different clues and context, but paying, you already put yourself in miracle territory because not only are you getting different information, but you're around people that don't need to be sold. So the whole conversation go over all this and go straight to the, hey, this is what I can do. What do you do? Oh, okay. Oh, did you know that you could do this, and this? Oh, I can do that. Oh, thank you for telling me. Like I don't need to meet nobody else in here. I just met you. I'm good.
That's it.
Absolutely. And so, like how you say, I drop a lot of gems. I call myself the plug machine because I do have a 420 brand as well. So, like plug, and it also machine is something that is nonstop normally, or you can turn it on and off. So, I have a brand called Plug Machine, and with that, I always say if you're into tech, there are lots of different type of chargers. If you have a basic Apple anything, there are 90-watt chargers, which are cool. If you have a MacBook, it'll get it done. But if you have that 120 or higher, that the brick is thicker. And it's the same thing with VIP rooms. When you are in the room, it'll charge it. That little 30-watt will charge it. It might take 4 hours. But if you get that 120, it'll and you just rub shoulders with people, like the amount of people that are in VIP, and it's almost like it's family versus everybody else is like, oh, I don't know what to go. But now you're like, oh, you paid. Oh, and for me, it pre-qualifies people for my business. I already know that you're gonna drop 1,200 on something that's a 2-day event. So if I give you 30 days of value and it's almost the same price, I know for a fact that it'll help you because I know you got it. I saw you got it. And when we went to the after party, you was popping that bottle in the club. Now you could have spent that on me instead. I'm gonna tell you what to do with your money. So I I honestly talk to a lot of people and I try to talk to my clients. I'm very transparent. I tell them everything. I'm like, we're business besties. I don't want you to think too much. I'm trying to brand myself as the girl that makes money from her bed. So you don't even expect too much. Because I'm not a pull-up girl. I've met with some people that are social media managers. They'll come do all that. I'm a digital marketer. If anything, social media marketer. We're not managing. I don't. But I say that to say, be around the big batteries. Don't worry about the small batteries that are going to take forever to charge. Let's skip the line. Fast pass.
That's a
Expedite.
fast pass.
Disney fast pass.
Hey, you have me. I'm over here looking at my charger right now. Yep, 120.
120. You
Got fast charger. We got one. We got the 120, and she has the 120. But we have another like a smaller charger, but they call it the fast charger. And when I tell you that's the most like let me hold the fast charger real quick. Let me hold your fast charger like real quick.
Charge it up. I'm trying to tell you. I love it. I love that analogy and how you just broke that down. So tell us, what is high-end digital marketing, and what are some trends that is best for us to jump on?
Keep our eye on. Do that people's eyebrow on it. What's going on over here? Don't leave me behind.
All right, so let's talk about it. So a little bit last year, YouTube decreased what they need to monetize. So it used to be you have to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, but now it's only 500. You have to think of how big of a difference that is as far as you saying, yes, I'm monetized on YouTube and what that actually does for you and your brand. So that's for one. For two, The strategy with that, and I'm testing this out myself because I'm starting channels from scratch. And I actually had HighLife on my podcast, Stonerpreneur Show, so you better watch it. But yes, I've been working out this and I see that it works on other channels. So this is the strategy. You use your shorts to grow your subscribers, not your watch time. Even the longest short you can have is 60 seconds. So don't put that into your watch time knowing that you have 4,000. You need 4,000, 60 seconds. Come on, if we do the math, girl math says don't do it. But knowing that that grows your subscribers and you can link other videos to your shorts. So I definitely recommend cutting everything up. Everybody use Video AI. I love Video AI. Shout out to Video AI. They give you 75 minutes of free editing time. So if your podcasts are only 30 minutes long, you're getting a couple of episodes for free. And if you're like me and you have 59 emails, sorry, Video. You can or you can pay. I pay. But you didn't hear from me. But yeah, so that's one. Two, like I said, Lemon8, it's fairly new app. So I would advise everybody to get on it. They have creator community. So if you like to post more about let's say podcasting and camera and that type of thing, they have a productivity group. I wanted to be in that group, but somehow I got cast in the beauty group, love them, but you can only be in one. So I'll post my beauty content. That's fine. I can post my lifestyle content up there. But it's very authentic because it is more female based. When there's a man up there, it's either they really embrace them or they're like, are you trying to hit on girls? Get off here. It's like really not an app for that. So I appreciate that about it. As far as people that have product based businesses, I definitely recommend them being there, as well as the whole Pinterest thing. If I feel like, as far as brand new apps, Lemon8 is my only brand new app, but trends, they kind of stay the same. And I would recommend Jab, 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 Right Hook. As far as what does the best, we talked about just making sure that you have things so that if people cannot hear you, they should be able to look, bow, 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 bow. They should be able to look at your video on mute and understand what's going on. That's one thing that they should be able to do. If not, you're missing a lot of people. And a lot of times people are scrolling quickly, so making sure that you do have those hooks, like I haven't done it yet, but I'm about to post and say, "Hey, this is what I hate about people on Instagram." Because I mean, Instagram is cool and all, but it's not my favorite, because I like to make money. The app that I've made the most money with, honestly, is Facebook. You can find niches on Facebook. So let's dive into that. I have paid for groups. So, like Facebook groups, you can find groups that are for certain things. So, one of my favorite groups is Six Figure Chicks. It's girls who are aspiring to be six figure chicks or who are normally business owners. So, in that group, you can pay for promo. I've paid for promo a lot of years, but now she's having a sale recently where it was $10 for a year. Now you do the math. 365 days of unlimited posting in a Facebook group with over 30,000 females. Duh. I mean, come on, let's do it. So there's that. She's also had classes. I love her. Her name is Janaya. She's amazing. There's also some other groups. One of my niches that I'm most successful with as a digital marketer is tax preparers. I know they make money. I know that they're good with their money, so they're not going to try to say crazy things to me. I do a lot of templates with them, so I'm able to go in tax preparer groups. Use everything that makes you a minority to your advantage, even if your minority is the majority. There are tax preparer groups for men. There's tax preparer groups for Black people, tax preparer groups for women. A lot of tax preparers, honestly, do I want to say this? They're lit. Let's just say that tax preparers are lit. So, you can just find these different groups, and the more you niche down, the better. And you don't have to stay within your niche. This just goes for targeting for me. So, like, if I'm not saying like I only help tax preparers, but when I have something, I can go on to the tax preparers and I'm like, hey, I have these templates that are for y'all. make sure you get them. And honestly, one of my favorite stories is I went to Atlanta one time, and I'm 23, so sometimes I spend money too fast. So it's not even that I don't make money. I spend money too fast. So one time I went to Atlanta and I was staying for a week and I did not have as much money as you should going to a place like Atlanta. But I was on the bus. I was taking the bus and I lived in Virginia. So I'm coming down, coming down. Within those hours, I was able to make enough money for my whole week at the hotel. And we had to give a down payment for each of the days or however the deposit. So I was able to do that just off of ebooks and templates.
Mm.
Literally DMing people saying, hey, hey, hey. But I was only able to do that because I was in these groups and I knew what they wanted. And I asked little questions that are open ended. So there's a lady named Maria Went. I love her. She's awesome. She just like tells everything, and her courses are very cheap. Even her inner circle is relatively cheap industry standard wise. So the one thing she says is just ask questions and then leave it in like a color thing on Facebook. So on Facebook, you can have a color block and like you can type things in it, and it has to be kind of short. So I'll ask things like I recently had a comment right now that has 161 comments the last time I checked. And I literally said, I'm looking for a business bestie in my area group. So it was like a group for girls in my area code. And I literally said, I'm looking for a business bestie, 161 comments. Now, I also told you, and we're talking about something that I'm doing in person as well. I was able to secure an office in somewhere where it's a creative space. They have like pretty much a club and a food hall and bar, all of this stuff, a dream location. And I was able to secure a space there. So with that, I can take this 161 girls that I just found that are in business and say, okay, now I'm having a networking event. Now I'm doing marketing classes. Now all of these things I can do very quickly just because I had that group. Now the same thing applies for products, the same thing applies for services, whatever it is. Ask a question, open-ended question in a large group that's very niche that you know that they're going to answer yes, or you can say comment below if you're ready or something like that. And I'm telling you, I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments just like that. And that's the play I need to run when I'm like, girl, your money's a little funny. What are we gonna do? I'm like, girl, let's go ahead and post this. And then I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up and I'm like, you did it again. You did it again.
I'm talking about, I'm over here, I'm trying to say the question that I'm about to ask today. Because I'm showing some questions today
I
with
know
the
that's
with the
right.
color block. Oh, cause I'm on Facebook heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a couple of groups. One of my questions I wanted to ask you was
Mhm.
as far as like choosing the niche when you're a business owner, how do you go about finding your, like, I want to call it your avatar, like finding the right group to get into?
So for me, what I'll do for you when you drop this, wherever you're gonna drop this, I'll give you my AI bot that we did use in my target marketing class. I'll give you that bot, but with that, if you're looking for who you should target, you have to think of what your product or service is, who it serves, and what that end result will be. And when you think about it that way, you can kind of think through it. Like for example, I know someone who has a skincare business and I'm interested in partnering for her with her. So this one is for you. When it comes for stuff like that, if you wanted to serve and sell more, if it was something like whipped shea butters or something like that, and it targeted people with eczema, you can go a little deeper with that. People with eczema with kids, people with eczema who are baddies who want to wear short dresses. Now we're focused on getting those legs. Now we can go into groups like, okay, girls who like to wear heels. Okay, I got this. This won't actually make your heels slip and it won't make your feet greasy. We're targeting a little bit different. If it wears for your business and we're like, okay, you live in Florida. If I'm going Florida business owners, I will make sure that you get 3 free edits with your headshot purchase. Or if you know how to do graphics, I will give you 1 free flyer with a full package. So now they're like, oh, but it's not that much for you because you know how to go on Canva and little shimmy, shimmy, drop it, change some. That's nothing to you. But you just made extra money from something that you wouldn't have done because you gave them a targeted offer. And that's kind of how I do it that way. So no matter what it is, you can easily go to type in chat GPT. I have this product. It costs this amount. Give me 5 target markets for it, and it'll give you And then you can find one and focus on one a week, one a day, whatever it is, however much money you want to make. To me, I think it's really much up to you how much money you want to make. So, yeah, that's kind of what I would suggest.
I'm talking
I
about
love this.
gym
Yeah.
after gym after gym. I think we had a gym overload just now because goodness gracious, I'm over here selfishly writing my notes like, okay, what target I'm
You
gonna
right,
hit
and
today?
I'm listening.
What I'm gonna hit them with some ebooks and some templates, and you know what I'm saying.
So
Goodness.
it's really about just getting in that creative space, you know, getting in that creative space, creating, seeing what is needed, and you providing it, because there's always a need. And when you're able to create and add tremendous value and create things that people know that they need, but really didn't realize that they needed it until you mentioned it, then that's really, you know, where you start targeting a lot of, I love the fact that you said, I was on my way from Virginia, or coming from Virginia, going to Atlanta. I made X amount on my way to Atlanta by just creating, messaging people, which a lot of people are scared of messaging and talking to, you know, strangers, but just open or asking those open-ended questions. That right there is a gem. Listen, if you guys didn't get anything else, that open-ended question is just like so important. If you don't mind, what are some, give us like 2 open-ended questions that you've used that you feel, you know, work.
So directly the ones that I know work the best is I'm looking for X who has it, or I have X who needs it. So this could, for me, a successful one was I'm looking for graphic designers to help with marketing who needs it. And then they're like, me. Or I'm having a free I just did this. I'm having a free marketing masterclass. Who wants to join? Or you can use scarcity. I only have 5 slots left in my on my books for photo shoots this week. Who's ready? Things like that. They're like, oh snap, I thought I was a model anyway, and I need a headshot so I can do this. Or being able to connect 2 dots for people. So if you're like, for me in the marketing space, a lot of people are doing the master resale rights courses. So a lot of people who are already in that space see it. So one thing that went kind of good for me, I took that $500 course everybody's talking about. Who needs it? Like, or I just left one time, I left it there, and then everybody was like, what course is this? So now I can just send them the course. And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? Or things like that. Just very open things that can leave people wondering, like, oh, is this for me? Okay, me. Or am I like, what even are you talking about? Or a lot of people, they're just interested. So they'll just press the F button, which means follow on Facebook, which means they just want to be notified every time somebody puts it in their thread. And that's another thing. Most of the time, if somebody else comments and then you comment back to them, it'll notify somebody who already commented that that person commented. So sometimes they say it takes 7 times for people to see you. That's a part of that as well. So I always say engage with people as well. Don't just do the open-ended question, leave it up there for a little bit, especially on Facebook. Like, don't reply right away with your link because other people won't ask and then they won't see it. But you need to get it at least 10 before you start dropping your link. Or sometimes I've had only 3 people respond. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. But I would wait at least a couple of hours to do it. And then you can ask your friends and family to do it first. So you'll do that. And then if it is something public like Instagram, I'll go ahead and share it to some people that I know. So like I just did a mini commercial where I'm like, it's your last day to sign up. But then I sent it to people and I was just like, okay, I don't say good morning, I say Rich Risings, but I was like, Rich Risings, this is the last day to sign up. Can you post it to your story? Because now you're stealing their audience. And even if they say no, that's fine. I also said, if not, can you share it with a business owner you know? So everybody you know knows somebody. Even if it's not for them, you can give them another option. But if you could take all those and put it together, you might be cooking with some hot grease. I don't know.
I'm talking about, listen, y'all, Curlyssa, she just dropped so much on this in this short amount of time. make sure that y'all go out and y'all execute on this stuff. Like, I'm talking about Lemon8. We got Lemon8, all right, is an underrated social media. We have
AO would get multiple Gmails. I ain't say that out loud, did I? But
Canva. Canva is at work. I love Canva. I use a lot. I use Canva I need to start getting paid on Canva. Have you got paid on Canva yet?
I haven't gotten paid on Canva, but I've applied. Okay, so no, let me take that back. So they used to have an affiliate program. Now they don't have an affiliate program because they have the Canva creators, where it's like you basically make templates for them, and then when they get used, then you get commission that way. And then they also have competitions for things. And the crazy thing is, when the Canva Awards happened this year, the people that did it did an amazing job. But I'm just saying, the people I know, the things that I've seen, I think that people should be more on top of these competitions and entering these types of things, because I'm like, do 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 do. And another thing I like about Lemon8 too is a lot of people use Canva on that app too, but there are challenges on there, so you can get paid through there. Like, you can get little rewards, or they have gift cards, and the gift cards are literally for getting 2,000 views. So if you know that the content and value that you normally have around 2,000 views, I'm not talking likes, views, you can take these things from platforms like Canva and put them on other platforms like Lemonade and like Instagram and like Facebook, to use that to make you that money. So I don't
Love
know.
it. Love it. And also with the Facebook groups, y'all, that is definitely a gem.
Organic paid ads for me.
Organic paid ads. But with the Facebook group, I love the fact that you mentioned about getting into the Facebook, still in the audience, right? Let me borrow your audience really fast. But paid ads, or not paid ads, but paid promos, should you say? Asking for, paid promos, or even just seeing like what groups have that to offer, being the fact that now you're able to promote whatever it is that you have, whatever service, whatever product that you have. So getting into these groups, connecting with, people that's in the same niche or that may need the product or service that you're providing, that right there is a gem alone. Facebook has tons of groups. I'm a part of like over 100 groups in Facebook. And so, and
I
so
also have a Trello board where I put the days that there are free promos. So I can send that to y'all too. But I made a Trello, but Trello's changing their rules where you have to. Okay, anyway, but I'll send it to you now. But you'll be able to see there's Monday through Saturday, or Monday through Sunday, and there's a groups for each of them, like where my niches, what are free. And I also want to say, I know we're closing out, but there are other places with niche groups too. So Reddit has groups. So you can find, also I want to do a disclaimer on Reddit. They have some stuff on there that's interesting, but that stuff is labeled not safe for work, and that is 18 plus. Please, please, please be around, the right people when you're looking on these things, because sometimes they try to get you. And that's my warning. Okay, but Reddit has groups, Quora has these groups. There are a lot of apps that have groups. Just get off Instagram. If you didn't get anything out of this, just get off Instagram all the time.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta, I'm making a believer out of me today, because you gave us a lot of gems. I could just talk with you about this forever. Like, every time we have a discussion, I'm learning something new. It's not never one time, and that comes from. I just want to say it probably comes from you putting yourself out there and going to these different. Every time I look up, you're in a different class. You're getting a course. You're pouring into yourself. Before we get out here, I want you to tell me how important is it to pour it into yourself and to get these different mentorships and getting these different courses for a young and upcoming entrepreneur?
So let me tell you why I love y'all.
Hey you guys, it's your lady Trumeeyka, and I know that you are enjoying the episode. But however, why don't you have life insurance? You've been thinking about getting life insurance for how long? You've been putting it off for how long? No worries, I'm gonna get you right. Click on the link below and I am going to run you and your family a free quote so that you can protect your family, you can protect your assets, you can protect your business and what is of value to you. All right, no GoFundMe needed. I am protected. Click on the link below to get your free quote. Back to the episode.
So let me tell you why I love y'all. Do you see your background? Let's be real. Let's put on my glasses. Hold on. This is a moment to be real. For me, education is very important. I am an African American female. Both of my parents are Black. I know that if this was 100 years ago, they were fighting to get us into school. Not even 100. Fighting to get us into school. If we go further back than that, we barely had rights. If we go further back than that, if we had a book, that would have been the end of our lives. So for me personally, as a Black woman, women went through suffrage. It's Women History Month. Why are we going through Women History Month? Why did we just have Black History Month? Yes, I'm sympathetic to all races, all struggles, all types of things. Even if you went deeper, there are other struggles. But for me personally, I know that I was born in a great period of time. And if it takes $100 for me to get a book, so be it. If that book provides me with the knowledge that I can make $1,000, that's a flip right there. A lot of times in our community, we talk about hustling and things like that. Books are a little hustle. You want to get knowledge from your homie, you want to get knowledge from this. Why don't you ask the person who already did it and they wrote a whole book about it? A book is normally an instruction manual. And if you take it that way and you take everything, you can do that. For me, I also went to college. I got student loans. So y'all hit me up for my services. You know, I got to pay bills. But no, for real. Things like that, like seriously, I think there are people in another time who didn't have the opportunities that I do have. So the very least I could do is grab them. Whether that's free, whether that's paid, I'll do it because I feel like your money will always come back to you, your time won't. And I'd rather be in a room and be able to be articulate about at least what I like to do or myself. And then if they can teach me some other stuff, then I can do better in the next room. So that's kind of my thought process.
Girl, you about to talk that talk.
Okay. Okay. Yes, because if you, I mean, definitely you're gonna learn. You're gonna pay for it one way or the other. Something I always say. Whether you get the mentorship or you don't get the mentorship, you take the class or you don't take the class, you're gonna pay for it. If it's something that you want to do, you're gonna pay for it either with your money or you're gonna pay for it with your time and your aggravation. You feel
Okay.
me?
You think about it this way, if we're all going to the same place, which everybody's promised you're gonna die, okay? But like if we're all going to the same place, let's say we're all going to a conference. If I can get in a room with some high level people and I meet someone with a jet, I'll get there faster than someone who's walking. So let's, that's why you got to get in the room sometimes because that your network is your net worth. People say that. And it's all fun and games until you met somebody that just sped you ahead in life. So sometimes
all the
I'm a
time. Ain't no sometimes, all the time. First
all
class, all the time.
the time. I mean,
Mindset.
man.
Yeah. Mindset, when it comes to mindset, I'm first class, baby. I don't ride and coach. I don't ride and eat nothing. No. First class when it comes to my mindset. Like I want to be around people that make me think. Like I want to stretch. I want to go in a room where I'm the dumbest person in the room, actually. I'm not saying that I'm dumb, but in this room, I'm not the smartest. And those type of rooms I like to get in because, I have my value that I bring. However, just being around different people that bring like that higher level, it just stretches you. You never know what you don't know until you know it. And then you're like, oh, I don't know nothing.
Exactly. And I just think like I'd rather spend money to save time. Like for me personally, when Cardi B says she don't cook, she don't clean, a lot of people's like, girl, how'd you get a man? And I'm like, girl, me either, girl. Because I know how to, but it's just I'd rather not. I'm the type that like I'm literally as soon as we get off of here, I'm calling my cleaner to come clean out my new office. I'm not doing it. Like for me, I'd rather not. So it's the same thing with knowledge. If I can take a course over a book, books are cool. I like highlighting, but talk to me. Hello, that'll speed it up faster. I'll listen to the audiobook because I can listen in the car. But anything that saves time and effort, just do it. Because if these people have already done what you're looking for and you think you're so innovative, at least pick up from where they left off.
Mm.
So that's what I like to do.
Bar. Bar.
I love it. I mean,
Yeah, this was
mentorship.
Really good. This was really good. Somebody is hearing this right now and they're like, oh, I need to hear this today. That's exactly why I bring my friends on here, y'all, because they so dope. And you know what I'm telling you? They know their stuff. They know a thing or two by a thing or two.
I think it's just a couple.
Yeah.
With that being said, HighLife stands for hustler, innovator, gifted, and honorable. We high on love, impact, faith, and energy. Which one of those resonate best with you?
Mm-hmm. So I'd say gifted and energy for sure. Because for me, I don't know about everybody else. Everybody has a different life journey and life experience. But I've always been in gifted classes since I was younger. So I always when you have those framings, like if you were, again, my dad is a special educator. So even if you weren't and were in special classes all your life, you have a certain framing. But for me, I had a lot of positive framing. So I always felt, it's always going to be something's cooking in here. I don't know what it is yet. But I've always had that feeling like, yeah, it's going to be something. And then as I got more creative, I guess we can add a little dot of innovator in there. As I got more creative, and I'm like, dang, I could you just do this all day. Like, and I'm making content and I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely. And I see that other people aren't creative. That's something that I like you're so into yourself sometimes that you don't realize that everybody's not like you. Like somebody could be so into Pokemons and the people around them are calling them nerds until they go to Comic-Con and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've been looking for this freaking card and I will pay you $250,000 right here for it." And then you're like, "Oh my gosh, everybody's making fun of me." But when you're gifted in something and you keep going at it, that's where you meet that corner of innovation because you can add your flair. But I love those two. And then energy for me, because my energy goes up and down. People always think energy and thinks it has to be high energy. For me, I'm a very chill girl. Again, I have my little 420 thing. And when I'm chill, I can still have the same bars, the same gifted, the same everything, but I'm just a little bit more chill. Like I've been a cheerleader. I can get real loud. Trust me. I have the MVP award for my year when I graduated. I can get real loud now, but I prefer not to because to me, if I get loud, then it's going to be a problem, and you don't want to deal with me being loud, okay? But high energy is different than like just. But yeah, I would like to say those three because those are the most that I experience in my life and try to perpetrate.
Yes, you definitely are gifted. However they want to put it. It's kind of like, the schools will put you in a box. I was in gifted classes as well, so it was positive reinforcement of, oh, you're gifted. There's some people that in the regular schools and they're actually gifted, are special education like your dad, they're actually gifted, but they're just learning in a different way, a different form. Like you said, they could be the Pokemon nerd, but as soon as they go to Comic-Con, they the superhero and they done told you that your card worth more than what you like, oh, he's my best friend now. Oh, but you was just talking about me before. But it just goes to show you that, once you find your gift, just hold on to it with everything that you got. And because your time is coming. It might have just passed right before you were born. But if you keep staying with that gift, history definitely repeats itself. So, just like with I want to say, what was it? The slime. Remember, it was people that did the slime thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, you mess with that." But then there was a slime craze, and everybody was into slime, and everybody was doing this, and you know what I mean. So
Let me tell you. So I, 420, and I'm a Bond girl. So if this is the wrong place, you can edit this out. But I had some pipe cleaners in my room. My sister's 13, and she's like, "These are so cool." So she gets to bending them and then like playing with them, and then she's like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "Oh." Like there's really a generational difference when it comes to certain things like that. So definitely sticking with everything is important.
for sure, for sure, grab your gift and hold on, no matter what it is. For sure, that's the moral of the story. But thank you so much for coming in and tuning in with us. Before we get out of here, can you let our audience know where they can follow you, get in contact with you if they need help with some of their digital marketing?
Any courses you have,
the in-person thing that you have going on. Let us know everything you got going on so we can let them know where to find you. Because I know you just gave them so much value today.
Yes, so I would love to see y'all in person. We'll start there. So again, my name is Alyssa or Curlyssa, and you spell that Curlyssa because my hair is curly and my name is Alyssa. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter with two A's. Well, Twitter is X now. But I'm on pretty much everything as Curlyssa. And then on Facebook, you can find me at Alyssa Pitts. But that's if we're friends. But everything else is Fearless. So FearLyss. That's my business name. So that's why I drop a lot of gems. We try to make sure everybody has the education behind the marketing because I can come in and do it for you. When you don't know what I did, there's no point. So Fearless is our business, and fearless.biz is where you can find my website. We have some courses there. But if you'd like to join us in person, I'm having an in-person event. Well, I'm having a networking event the first weekend in May. So that'll be in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So if y'all want to get your tan on, because it'll be in May, and you want to be around the beach and see some cool different things, it's literally on the same street as a Prime outlet. So if you're a shopper like me, it can be a ball. There's that. And then on the 18th, I'm having a workshop. So that workshop will be me having content creators come in. So the people that actually create content, they'll be coming in to teach, as well as photographers and videographers. So I'm going to have people come in with their pitches, with their products, dressed for the camera. And then by the end, we'll schedule out content for a week to like a quarter worth of content. I was going to say 3 months, but it's basically they'll be able to schedule from a week to a quarter of content depending on how dedicated they are. So we're actively working, actively doing all this stuff. If you need just some online stuff quickly, I do have consultations and of course the course. With the course, we have a community. We add stuff to it all the time. So it's not just me, it's a bunch of girls. And then my community is in there as well. So all the past classes I have will be in there. Access to my drops. So as soon as I drop stuff, I put it in there. We have a think tank. So if you need to think through things, not only me, but the other creators and the other business owners will be in there to help you. And I drop all my AI bots. So even the ones that cost some money, you'll be able to have access to all of them. So you'll be able to get all that stuff again. Follow me at Curlyssa and you can start there and get all the links from there.
Fast. She got some things going on, so make sure you guys follow her and make sure y'all let her know y'all found her here at the Come Join the HighLife podcast, and y'all are new social media besties. Actually,
Yes, and I follow people back. Don't be weird. Literally just be like, "Hey, I saw you on HighLife Girl. Let's be friends." Or "I'd love to engage with you." And I will follow you back. I will like your pictures. This is social media. I don't do that weird stuff. I think the social aspect is very important. So please follow me. Please tell me where you came from. And I will just, like up your stuff. I'll help you out. Just reach out. I mean, it's nothing but a thing. I'm a real human. Okay?
okay.
That part.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was a really good one. We're gonna definitely look to see to have Curlyssa back on here again in the near future. Thank you so much for being on here and giving us some this is just a little bit. This is just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. Y'all definitely want to tune in and lock in with her to get some more of this iceberg that can definitely take your business to the next level. With that being said, I am Mr. HighLife Film.
And I am Trumeeyka.
And this has been another episode of the Come Join the HighLife podcast. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. And please don't forget to put some respect on your mind.
Hey.